which medical aid plans are we on for 2026? Because we've all seen the increase with gyms. I'm specifically speaking to government workers. So what is our game plan for next year? Because I cannot be making so many co-payments and paying that much for 2026. So please share, DM me with whatever medical aid plans you're on, or companies or whatever you're with. Hospital benefits must be a thing. I've got 2 children that needs to be on the medical aid. With children, they're always getting sick and stuff. And yeah, I need to know.
What medical aid are you guys on? Because I've been on Discovery for the last 3-4 years. I pay 3,000 Rand a month. That includes no medical savings, no gap cover. Obviously, it doesn't cover the emergency room unless you've already previously been admitted by the doctor, which, to be honest, in the last 3 years, there's like 1 or 2 times that I've gone into the emergency room, it hasn't been a thing of I can wait until a doctor admits me. I've just had to go. So I've had to pay out of pocket for that every single time. And I can't even remember the last time that I submitted my medication through medical aid where they actually covered and paid for it. I can probably only count like on one hand the amount of times that they've covered something, and it hasn't been big amounts. So basically, I just want to hop on here and see if there's anyone that's actually really happy with the plan that they're on, whether it obviously doesn't have to be Discovery, like whether it's through someone else, whether it's, even if it's not a medical aid plan, but rather just like gap cover and medical savings. I know that I'm young, so I'm hoping to maybe I know I don't want to tempt fate, but maybe take more advantage of the fact that I don't need an intense medical aid cover right now. But I definitely am not just seeing my return on like that 3K leaving my bank account every single month. So I just want to see what everyone else is using, and if anyone's actually happy with the plan that they're on and feel like supported, or just at least feel like if they were ever in trouble that they're getting something from it. So yeah, please let me know everything.
Good morning, my loves. I hope you're having a good Monday so far. I want us to quickly discuss Tabaya medical aid. Which medical aid are we using? Because for the last 6 years, I've been on Discovery, and after the birth of Kuma, I cancelled my Discovery because I was paying 3,000 Rands a month, and when I decided to go give birth at a different hospital than the one the cover allows me to be in, I then had to pay an additional 11,000 Rands. Okay, fine. We leave that one. But certain medications it doesn't cover, certain things it doesn't cover, this it doesn't cover, that it doesn't cover. And then by April, May, the funds are done. So I had to cancel it because I cannot be spending 3,000 Rands every single month. But when I really need it, it's not covering this, it's not covering that. So which medical aid are we using, moms? Because now with Kuma's medication, I see a bottle of the medication that he uses every single month, it's 1,000 Rands. Hence the funds, 2 minutes, they were done. So come on, let me know the benefits. Which ones are you seeing working for you? Also, moms with kids with autism, I need to hear, how are you guys navigating through medications? If your kids are on medication, let's talk. Have a good day. Be blessed. Love you. Bye.
Good morning, everyone. I just have a quick question. I need some clarification. I can't understand how medical aids are allowed to penalize people for not being able to afford medical aid in the previous years. I want to use my parents as an example. They haven't had medical aid for a few years due to a lot of things. We were robbed, and my dad had lost his whole business. They stole everything from us. Lots of trauma for us, by the way. My dad had stage 4 cancer. Both my parents were retrenched more than 3 times. For almost 2 years, my dad didn't have work. My mom then after that didn't have work for almost 2 years. They could not afford a medical aid. Now, when I want to get them a medical aid, I need to pay a 75% penalty on the normal premium. So if their premium is 2,000 Rand per person, you pay 75% of that 2,000 Rand above and beyond your 2,000 Rand every single month, sommer vir ewig. What that means is I can't afford it. My parents still can't afford medical aid. And now my mom is lying in some state hospital and I need to worry about her because the medical aids don't have any form of why do they, look, I get it that people get penalized if they just don't have medical aid. But if you can't afford it, why do you get penalized when you eventually can or try to? I don't get it. Can someone just explain this to me? It doesn't make sense to me.
Hi guys, can we talk about medical aid today? So, I recently got myself and my son a medical aid because I cannot keep road dogging life like I was ever since I got removed from my mom's medical aid. So, I got a medical aid with MedShield, and it's the network what based thingy where they have like specific hospitals and specific doctors that you can go to. So that's what I could afford right now with my salary and stuff. That's what I can afford right now. So I took that, and it's about 2.350 for the both of us. And I've just been thinking that isn't there a cheaper option for medical aids? Like, don't you guys know any medical aid that's cheaper? Because I feel like it's a lot of money. Maybe because I'm not earning as much, you know. So 2.350 for me is a lot per month. But also, you don't want to get sick and then have to go to Bara, and I don't want that for my son either. So I do not have a choice. I cannot compromise on that. So, but you guys, what medical aids are you using, and how much are you parting ways with per month, and for how many people as well? Because I just feel like there must be a cheaper option. You know, I'm sure, but body gems, what, those ones are paying like a reasonable amounts. But as for us, I just feel like we are being charged the ridiculous amounts, and there's really nothing that we can do about it. So how much are you paying, and with which medical aid? Maybe I will be sold. I don't know.
I don't know if you guys heard that the government employees medical scheme has announced a 9.8 increase in medical aid contributions, and this has been widely rejected by the trade unions. Now let's look at how this medical aid has been becoming increasingly unaffordable for the government employees. In 2025, there was a 13.4% contribution increase. In January of 2026, there is an announcement of 9.8% increase. And then in April of 2026, there's going to be a further adjustment of 9.5%. The total increase over the 2 years is 23.2%. And while all of this is happening, the inflation is around 3.6%. The salary increase for 2025-2026 was 5.5%, and the salary increase for 2026-2027 is only 4%. Now, this means that the medical aid costs are rising almost 3 times faster than the inflation and far above the wages.
Guys, can we talk about how expensive is healthcare? Medical aid wa dura. That is why I opted for medical insurance. Medical aid wa dura. Yo, how do you guys survive? I know some of the employers contribute, but still medical aid is expensive. Medical aid wa dura.